What's up, fellow adventurers? So today I just wanted to share some quick thoughts on food and storing food in your van and what I've been doing and things like that. I'm driving right now, obviously, so forgive me if I'm not looking at you the whole time. So for the last month, I've actually been experimenting with storing no food in my van. As a minimalist, I always like pushing myself to see how little I can get by with and what I can keep on cutting from my life and keep on simplifying and things like that. So that was one reason I did this experiment. Things I like about it is that, for one, I don't have to keep a big cooler in my van. Obviously, living in a minivan, space is a very high commodity. Also, I liked the idea that I didn't have to even think about my food. I didn't have to worry about what was going to go bad soon or what I needed to eat before it went bad or anything like that. I just didn't have to give any thought to it whatsoever. I had a whole bunch of different dining options because I didn't have to store food in my car. I could just go in, buy whatever I wanted, and eat it right away. So I really liked doing things this way, and I think I would continue doing things this way if it weren't for a couple things that I discovered. My budget for food did increase a little bit when I did things this way. And I don't think it necessarily has to be that way, but I think when you're going through the grocery store and buying things for your meal, it's just way too easy to pick up other little things like snacks or whatever that you just don't really need at the time. And it doesn't add a huge expense for your actual meal, but over time, those little things do add up. It's cheaper to buy in bulk. It just is. So if you can buy in bulk and store food in your van, you're going to be saving a lot of money. The biggest thing for me was that when there's no food in your van, I feel like it's way too easy if you get a craving or something like that, just to go out and hit up a fast food place. When you don't have food in your car, it's really easy to be like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm just going to hit the drive-thru really quick. Now, I like cooking. When I'm not in my van and I'm at my house, I like cooking different things, experimenting with different meals and things like that. And to me, when you can cook in your home, it just makes your home feel more like a home. And I want my van to feel as homey as possible. So I think if I had some kind of way to cook, then that would go a long way in improving my comfort and my quality of life. Another thing I learned is that, for me at least, I was eating almost a completely raw diet when I was doing things this way, which was awesome because I felt great. I was eating super healthy. Most of the stuff I ended up getting was like fruits and vegetables. Obviously, you can't store fruits and vegetables for a long time without a cooler, but like I said, since I was just buying stuff on the go, I would buy some fruit or buy some vegetables, eat it right away from my meal, and that was my meal. I really like that aspect about buying food on the go. But I think all in all, I am going to try and get some way of cooking in my van, which is going to be a lot easier now that I have propane in here. And I'm going to bring my cooler back in and start storing more food. I will say, however, that it's a lot easier to store food in your van in the wintertime. In the winter around here, the van stays at like a constant 30, 35 degrees, something like that. So it's a lot easier to carry perishable foods in the wintertime, and I actually have been doing that. I would just buy the perishables I did buy, I would keep in a basket and just set them up here in the front seat. And it was no different than storing them in a fridge. So wintertime, definitely easier to carry food with you if you want to go without a cooler or means of cooking or anything like that. I want to relate this really quick to a more meta idea I've kind of been thinking about. With any project you take on, not just van dwelling or mobile living, you're going to have a kind of idea of what you like, but once you actually start implementing your project, things are going to change. When I was first thinking about moving into my van, I was thinking, oh man, I need some kind of refrigerator, and I need to power that refrigerator somehow, and I need a way to cook, and I need to get gas in my van somehow, and then I need solar, to power my refrigerator and all this stuff. Obviously, that's an ideal picture for me. I would like to have all those things, but at the time, I only had very limited resources with which I could work. Now, if I had waited for all those things, I wouldn't have started van life for much longer. Maybe I still wouldn't even be in my van. My point is, if you wait for all the things that you think you need, you're never going to even start your project. For instance, now that I'm actually living in my van, even though I didn't have all those ideal things that I thought I would like to have with me when I was first starting out, I have a much more clear picture of exactly what it is I need and how exactly I can implement those with the way I'm living. Otherwise, I might have spent money on all these things that I really didn't need, or maybe I didn't need them in the way I thought I would need them, or something like that. So my encouragement to you guys is, no matter what your project is, jump in, just start doing it. Experiment on the way. Experimenting along the way is so much fun, and you're going to learn so much more about your project and about yourself than if you wait around for all the ideals to just fall into place. There's a quote out there that says something along the lines of, if you're waiting for the perfect opportunity, then it's never going to come along. Something like that. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but that's the gist of it. And I couldn't agree more with that. And van life has taught me so much about that and illuminated that for me in so many different ways. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions for me, feel free to let me know. I'll try and answer them as best as I can. Until then, I hope you guys are doing awesome. Have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or whatever your thing is for this time of year. I hope you're all doing well. Peace out.